Jonathan, are you ready to record?
Yeah. What?
We're going.
No, but I don't have a chair.
We're rolling.
I need to get a chair. Hold on. Let me get a chair. Oh. I got a chair.
Put you on the spot there, didn't I? Go ahead.
We were
we were talking about the Angry Birds movie just now.
The second one.
And I realized we're talking about something that we could be talking about on the podcast.
Yeah, well, I was actually about to say that.
Before even starting the podcast that we were gonna record.
Well, we didn't originally even think about this at all. I brought it up because Jason's got, like, some Angry Birds merchandise, like, lying around. And it just seems, like, dumb in an age where Angry Birds is mostly forgotten.
But that's not what today's episode is about. Well, first of all, as this being the intro, I guess, to the actual thing, new stuff. And now I guess we roll the intro.
Oh my goodness, this is a disaster.
Yeah.
Oh man. This is what you guys waited 3 weeks for. You sprung this on me.
You're
like
the
you
one who
always
wanted to talk
do.
about the new things on the podcast.
Okay. Do you want to keep talking about the Angry Birds movie then?
Has the intro played?
I'm sure it has.
Welcome to the brand new look for the podcast. At least for now, this is what it's going to be. And do you have anything to say about it, Jonathan, since it was mostly all your idea?
I made this, what you're seeing, in like 2.5 days.
And it's decent.
Yeah.
So, what are we going to talk about today? Since we've already not talked about anything long enough that people are already bored. You go first.
Do you want to talk about how we just finished, like, a legit argument about whether it would be
I was going to
faster?
save that for the end of the episode, but I guess we can talk about it now.
No, you know what? I want to end on that.
Bow and arrow and knife throwing mechanics in a supposed video game.
Well, yeah, we started off talking about it in Minecraft. Then it was more like real life. It was like we got in a heated debate.
I was talking about still within the confines of a video game, but just a generic one, not necessarily Minecraft. You only said that because, well, actually, that's like a long rabbit hole. It went back to me saying wither knife, and then you said that the wither
and it was like that would be like a cool
should
weapon.
wield throwing knives or something, and it evolved into an argument about which would be faster, a bow and arrow or a throwing knife.
Yeah, because we were trying to balance it, or just make it like seem like its own thing.
Jonathan flew off his rocker.
Cause like you didn't even have good logic.
Literally went insane over it because I said that a bow and arrow would be faster.
I went insane, but you got rude. You gave me the cold shoulder. You were just like, whatever, moron.
I wanted to leave, and you forcibly tried to keep me in the room.
Let's not bring back the tensions.
I didn't care about the stupid bow and arrow versus throwing knife. I was just saying that, in my opinion, in the video game, since the throwing knife would do more damage than a bow and arrow, probably, it should have some sort of drawback, like maybe a larger time before you can throw it.
Yeah, but then I got all mad because I was like telling him, like, logically, there's no way you would definitely be able to throw consecutive knives faster than shooting consecutive
But my argument
arrows.
is that it would take longer to aim it because a throwing knife is harder to aim than a bow and arrow
But then I was all like, but then you should just make, like, it built-in inaccuracy.
So
like
in other words,
bow compared to the crossbow.
Another perfect example of Jonathan starting an argument out of thin air, like totally just
I didn't want it to be an argument.
Yes, well, I don't care what you wanted it to be because that very easily is what you turned it into.
But we're okay now, we're bros.
So instead we're going to talk about something easily clickbaitable. Ninja moved off of Twitch. Jonathan knows nothing about this and cares nothing about this because Ninja, Fortnite, Dookie,
I don't
matter.
care about Ninja, and I didn't even know that this mixer
It's only
thing
relevant
existed.
because of the recent controversy over Twitch. But basically, I guess
Wait, there's Twitch controversy?
Yes? Do you live on the planet Earth?
I don't like controversy.
Does the name
I'm not in the market for controversy.
Does the name Alinity ring a bell?
Oh, what, and Twitch is part of that just because she's on Twitch?
Because she hasn't been banned for force-feeding her cat vodka on camera.
Well, actually,
You're a little loud.
Yeah. I had a thing to say about that, too, which is like, why even bother? You think she's going to stop abusing your cat just because no one can see it?
Yeah, but that doesn't change the fact that it's against the rules.
Fair
It's
enough.
against Twitch rules. People that made fun of her got banned for making fun of her.
What? Okay, that's actually really
And
dumb.
other males, specifically males, have been banned off Twitch in the past for completely ridiculous reasons. And she's sitting pretty, having violated countless terms of service.
This seems like a really easy thing to do. Just like
and still
get rid of her.
No, and she's still a partner with Twitch. A partner, not an affiliate or whatever is like the first level. An actual Twitch partner. She hasn't even lost that. So that's why there's controversy, because they're clearly giving her some sort of special treatment.
Dude, if this was YouTube, they would have just thrown her out the window.
Probably.
I mean, think of all the people YouTube's betrayed. It's even people who didn't deserve.
So that's probably why this whole Ninja leaving Twitch obviously was probably decided way before even this controversy really rose up. But the fact that he's doing it now is just kind of a smack in the face to Twitch, who's already under controversy. Because he is the biggest Twitch streamer, or he was. He doesn't stream on Twitch anymore. Immediately he lost his partner status because to be a Twitch partner in the contract is not, you're not allowed to stream on any other sites. So he immediately lost that. They got on that quick. But yeah, so now he's streaming on Mixer, which is, before it was basically known as like the Twitch for smaller streamers and channels. So in a way, I kind of feel bad because he's going to be monopolizing a platform that before was an alternative to Twitch for smaller streamers.
At the same time, he's also giving it attention.
But he's also giving it attention, which is going to help the streamers that were already on there, the smaller streamers.
Yeah. And they're going to be easier to find because there's less of
So,
them.
in other words, I think Twitch is kind of on a downfall now. And Mixer, his first stream on Mixer got like 70,000 live viewers at once or something. Something insane. It was
that's a lot.
And it was like so geniusly done because his first stream was at Lollapalooza, and it was Friday Fortnite, Keemstar's Fortnite Friday tournament. You know that?
No.
Well, okay.
Wait, no, I've heard of that.
It was really popular, and lots of popular streamers and Fortnite players playing it. So basically, it was like it was a stream that would have gotten a lot of attention anyways, given the circumstances. And then it was his first stream on Mixer, so it basically started off really well. But as far as people talked about the money that he got to be paid to switch to Mixer, and people said it was the theory, at least one of the most popular theories, is that it could have been up to $10 million, which is a lot. So I don't know if you take anything else away from that now or care about it now that I kind of explained it, but...
Well, originally I didn't care much because I don't care about Ninja, but now, I mean... And I assumed going into this that what you could explain to me would only be that Ninja did this for money. And then at that point I'm just like, well, I don't really care because it's not like him going to a new platform affects anybody negatively. It's just if he wants money, then go for it. But yeah, there's other reasons with the controversy and everything. And then also, like you said, there's other pluses like drawing it to the smaller user base of streamers there.
Which is basically what PewDiePie did with DLive.
Yeah, I was about to say, is this like the DLive?
Yeah, well, that's immediately what I thought of, because DLive was something I had never even once heard of. Mixer, I'd heard of, because it's like affiliated with Microsoft in some way.
Yeah, I was about to say, who like...
I don't know if they own it, or if it's just an affiliate.
But I don't know how it works.
But like on Xbox, you can directly stream a game from your Xbox, and it streams it through Mixer. So in some way, they're I actually don't know.
Sort.
I don't know what the relationship is there, but
fascinating.
But I never heard of DLive, and PewDiePie moved to it, and now people consider the big three, or at least the three most prominent streaming sites to be, other than YouTube, to be Twitch, DLive, and Mixer. So they're kind of just like, I mean, it's kind of insane how they
the power one man has.
Yeah, one person can just bring that much attention, and it's the exact same scenario where PewDiePie's receiving money from DLive to stream on there.
Yeah.
But he's probably also glad about it, because I'm sure he would rather do that than YouTube.
Yeah.
Just given that he's not always treated the best.
I feel like people have more respect, or at least the people who, I think overall that's not true, but the people who do care about PewDiePie have more respect for him than just like Ninja's more casual fan base, I guess. Like, PewDiePie's got some dedicated fans, you know what I'm saying?
Well, the thing is...
Because I never heard anybody say that he would have done that just for the money. I don't think they would have. But then that's what a lot of people would say about Ninja.
I think PewDiePie's average fan base is significantly older than Ninja's average fan base. Ninja's fan base ranges anywhere from 2-year-olds to like 30-year-olds.
Who's got the real 9-year-old army here?
PewDiePie has a lot of younger viewers, but they're actually...
I'd say they both do. Ninja emphasis on the 9-year-old, PewDiePie emphasis on the army.
But PewDiePie, because of how long he's been doing it, he has fans that are a lot older, like teenage to adult usually. Although there are a lot of younger fans. But, so I think that's a matter of, I guess, what you're saying. I don't know. I don't know why you don't care about Ninja, because he is a pretty important person as far as...
Oh, no. It's just because, I mean... it's just because I don't Fortnite.
Well, yeah, but no, I just keep up to date with people that are relevant because I like being in the know.
I know, there's just only so much I can keep up with.
Speaking of keeping up with...
Plus, didn't you say he was kind of boring ever
What,
since he
Ninja?
stopped?
Well, it happens to all streamers. Well, that's what goes back to. In a previous podcast, I think we talked about this. I'm not really one that enjoys streaming very much. There are a couple of streamers that I like, and that's about it. Because in general, I think streaming is kind of boring, because whereas YouTube, people will cut it together, edit the video so that it's as entertaining as possible, Twitch is all live, and it's just happening as it happens. There could be a boring part in the game that they're playing, or just a lull in their commentary, whatever, which will make it less entertaining. And there's some streamers that keep it entertaining and keep constant commentary, but some, like noticeably Ninja, will play a game like for 10 minutes without saying a word. Some streamers just are like that. They don't talk much. And in my opinion, I find that boring, but apparently people think he's such a god at Fortnite that they still like him. But no, I was trying to transition
new
into...
season of Fortnite came out.
And
it's 10, so they're calling it Season X.
Just like iPhone 10. But yeah, that's laughably stupid. Did I tell you about that?
It's like some convergence but then there was like a time stop thing.
They teased it as it made it look like they were going to bring back a majority of the old map and old weapons, going back to the like glory days.
But it's not
of Fortnite.
It was a fake out.
Everything is the same except for they changed Dusty Divot, the place where the meteor hit.
Yeah.
Back to what it was before Dusty Depot, before it was hit. That's it. And they introduced giant flying robots. Even in the competitive game mode, they have the giant flying robots that are so overpowered and can kill people instantly. The one thing that's
disappointing.
The one thing that everybody hates, like when they introduced the planes in season 7, everybody hates it when they introduce a new like vehicle or something that's just overpowered. The robots, you literally can just jump around and you have auto honing missiles, something like that. I haven't played since the new season because I don't really care about Fortnite anymore.
I'm gonna be honest, from a sandboxy perspective, those things are pretty cool though.
But I think here's the thing. I think Fortnite, because we've heard stuff about employees saying that they're treated poorly. I think they want to make money, and they just push their programmers and designers to pump out new stuff so fast that they don't even have time to see, does this actually function? Is this balanced? Honestly, and they just throw it in the game.
That's just such a big problem with the gaming industry recently in general.
Because they're just so fast to whip stuff out.
I gotta stop leaning back in my chair. I'm not getting picking up.
It probably sounds like...
But I'm in a different chair that doesn't creak.
Yeah.
It's just like...
And is less comfortable.
A metal, like, loser chair.
Jonathan is sacrificing his comfortableness for your enjoyment. But anyways, like an hour ago, I was trying to segue into ProJared. Unless you had something else to say about Fortnite.
Honestly, I'm tired.
No, actually, I do have something else to say about Fortnite. I feel like... Okay, so I recently checked, you saw this, at my, like, trending, I guess you call it, videos in my analytics. Basically, the ones that are getting the most views on average day to day. And my number one video that's getting views on a daily basis is the video I made called Fortnite with Motion Controls, where I played on the Switch with motion controls.
Still?
And that video is months, maybe 2 or 3 months old now. It was recorded in Season 5, I think, back when the game was still good. And it's still getting, like, it's like, do you realize how insulting that is? I don't even play Fortnite anymore. But also it's just...
Oh, man.
It's just
what's
bad.
Funny is actually...
No, listen, it's just bad because people are going to my channel because of that video.
And then they're like, he doesn't make Fortnite content anymore?
Because I don't. And then, so I feel like... What happened with my first video?
I feel like that's a thing that happens. Like, sometimes I find that somebody makes, like, music. I discover someone's music. And then I'm like, this music is cool. And then I listen and, like, none of their other music is like that one song.
And this is what happened with like the second video that I ever posted to YouTube was a Smash Bros for Wii U montage video called Little Mac Doesn't Suck.
I mean, you can still play Smash Bros. You don't make any montages.
The second video that I ever posted, and it got 50,000 views, is what it's sitting at now.
Like, dude, we should talk about the gamer suck up and like rise up, bump up in the algorithm thing on YouTube.
Okay, we can. It's sat there.
Thought of that.
Thomas Game Docs. No, it sat there for like almost a year, I think, and then it hit 1,000 views. I wasn't even checking at that point. I didn't notice. The way I figured out was one of my friends.
What are you doing?
My mouse was dead. When I was playing Minecraft at my friend's house, I kind of slammed it on the table really hard, and ever since the battery's been touchy, and sometimes I have to bump it for it to work.
Dude, it's crazy how much Minecraft is back. It's like it was just invented yesterday.
No, even since we talked about it on the podcast, it's gotten more popular.
I know.
But anyways.
But that's off the rails.
So
back on track.
A year later, my friend's like, how? And I'm like, what?
I forgot what you were talking about, so you just jump against your friend's like, how? And I'm like, how?
He sent me a screenshot of my video and said, how? I wasn't even looking at the views or anything. I was like, what? My video from a year ago?
Oh, you didn't know either. I thought I was supposed to.
I was like, my video from a year ago? What about it? And then I noticed it said 998 views. Dude. It had almost hit 1,000. A year after uploading it. And then 50,000 is what it's sitting at now. Literally, it was still getting the most views on my channel, I think, around the time Ultimate released. Smash Ultimate. And I'm like, why are you even watching this age-old montage from Smash 4? But it just sucks, because even at that time...
Dude, I actually... Sometimes,
at the time where it got popular, I wasn't doing much Smash Bros. Content.
Dude, you know what? I actually get recommended Smash Bros. Content by YouTube sometimes, and I'll click on it, and I can't tell by the thumbnail if it's Smash 4, as they call it, or Ultimate. And then half of the time when I find out it's Smash 4, I just click away.
Well, why would you be recommended old Smash 4 videos?
I don't much anymore, but I did when Ultimate was newer.
Well, anyways, I feel like I've been cursed by the algorithm every time.
Bruh, you need to get blessed by the algorithm.
Hopefully.
Transition?
Hopefully, one of my Minecraft videos, since that's my main content now, by far, like almost all my recent videos are Minecraft. Hopefully, one of my Minecraft videos blows up.
Yeah, you have a series going on, and it's actually one of your... I think it's good.
And then
I edited episode 2. Was it 2? Was it episode 2?
You didn't... You edited the music and
well, you edited the clips, but then I added most of the effects.
Okay.
Yes, most.
Okay, and the music. But every other episode was done by me. That's cool. Anyways, you just interrupted me. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, and then given that I continue to do Minecraft, although who knows, because people change all the time, if I get bored of Minecraft, at least hopefully... All I'm saying is hopefully one point a video can blow up that's still relevant to my channel so that I can actually get a fan base that is relevant to my channel. And speaking of blowing up...
Boom! So we're going to talk about that thing now?
Thomas Game Docs.
There's definitely something weird. YouTube is like... I'm convinced. It's conspiracy theory time. It's conspiracy theory time with the bro host. I'm convinced YouTube has like...
It's just, by the way, if it gets loud, which I am expecting it to, just... I'm sorry.
They've like
Jonathan's
seen...
about to get loud.
They've seen trends, and they've seen how what once was... For some reason, they've decided they want to go back to like supporting game YouTubers. They think it'll benefit the platform. But there's been like... You know,
I don't think that's a decision. That's up to the algorithm. I don't think somebody at YouTube sat down and checked the little gaming button.
No, but they can change the algorithm.
Gaming has always been the number one thing on YouTube. Always.
Yes, but they must have done something. They maybe think it's going down, or they don't like the direction it's going, so they changed something. They must have injected something. Because all of a sudden, Scott the Woz comes out of nowhere, and it wasn't over.
Dude... The volume, you talking
Thomas
at normal
Game
level.
Docs. He's just come out of nowhere.
Scott the Woz was a while ago, and he was basically a meme for how fast he became popular.
I know,
out of nowhere.
Seems uncanny.
And then now what's happened to Thomas Game Docs, which we both discovered individually.
Yeah,
because he's
just all over the place.
I looked at it, the one video that he posted from a week ago. He said he just hit 10,000.
I know.
And then it was about 2 or 3 days later, he uploaded another video, and at the time of me watching it, he is at 80,000.
I know!
literally in less than a week, he gained 70,000 subscribers.
I bet you wish that would happen to you. You got to start making video essays.
He's probably near well, that's what I said. I think the video essay kind of style on YouTube works really well because his videos they're well made, they're good editing, and the way he gets a lot of watch time from his videos because they're just entertaining to watch. He talks about stuff like, did you see the food channel on Wii, that video?
Yeah.
It's just something like, oh, I didn't even know that existed, so it made me curious.
And that's what I liked about
Scott the Woz. He entertained me through
too.
the whole video. It wasn't terribly long or terribly short, so I watched like a 10-minute video, and that tells the algorithm, wow, maybe I should recommend this to other people.
Actually, I feel like I should clarify. I like Scott the Woz because he talks about things that I wish other people would talk about, but no one does. I like Thomas Game Docs because he talks about things I literally didn't even know existed.
Watched exactly one of Scott the Woz's videos.
Dude, Scott's awesome. Hey, y'all. Scott here.
He's not my favorite.
He took a while to grow on me too, dude, but I liked him.
He says bad words. Those aren't allowed in my house.
Oh, no. Goodbye, like half of the YouTubers you actually do watch.
PewDiePie, no, none of that.
Nah.
He doesn't curse when he plays Minecraft.
Nobody's allowed to. Dude, the Game Grumps censor themselves half the time now.
Yeah, no, you can still get demonetized from censoring yourself. That's the thing. You didn't know that?
You're not allowed to do anything anymore.
No cursing, or the demonetized, things that might get you demonetized, cursing, and then it says censoring of cursing. Yeah.
This is so dumb.
Like bleeping it out. If there's an audible, like, bleep.
Okay.
It's basically, if you said the word, you're still going to
I want to talk about this because this is so dumb. YouTube is like TV for the internet. Why are they making it so... And, like, I can understand if they could, like, rate it and then cut it off from certain viewer age groups. But you're literally not allowed to get paid unless you make the most mushy-gushy, family-friendly content in the world. That would be like if on TV, if you make any content that 5-year-olds can't watch, you're not allowed to get paid. Your studio doesn't get paid. You make slightly adult content, you can't get paid for that. Your TV shows rated PG-13, I'm sorry, dude. 12-year-olds can't watch that. You're not getting paid.
Well, that's the thing. Most of the videos that are getting demonetized are literally in the PG-13 range. And
it's so dumb.
Like, okay, like repeated use of the F word, according to like North Carolina law for like movies, more than one use of the F word would make it a rated R. But most of these videos are getting demonetized. Nobody says the F word once. Is lower tier curse
Something
word.
just rubs the algorithm the wrong way.
But the thing is about demonetization is that it's the point of it is that they aren't going to promote your video to advertise, or they aren't going to let advertise, because most advertisers won't want to associate their product with something that's like vulgar, essentially.
Yeah.
But it's not up to the advertisers to make that decision. It's up to YouTube, because the advertisers, what I think they should be able to do is the advertisers can decide what they want to put their ads on.
Yeah.
But instead, it's done through Google Ads or whatever. So YouTube is making the decision of if they place these ads or not. If a company is fine with putting an ad on a video that has,
I mean, that's how they do advertisement everywhere else.
And the thing about that is like, does anybody really associate an ad with a person just because the ad was on their thing?
Yeah, I get the most ridiculously unrelated like sometimes I almost get like ironic ads.
We all know that there's no correlation. It's YouTube. We all just get
and
ads
I don't
on the
expect
videos.
them to be related. I don't care. I don't think poorly
ads on the
or
sides,
greatly of one
pre-roll
product.
ads. It's just something before the video. I don't think it should be seen as in any way associated with the video. So in my opinion, I think they need to loosen up on that whole may not be suitable for advertisers.
This has just turned into a rant about the algorithm.
I think most advertisers
Why haven't we blown up yet? Boom.
Well, that's a good question, but I guess it's just a matter of waiting and getting lucky. And it may never happen.
Yeah, I was going to say though, it is possible. But the reason why I thought that they might have changed something is just because there are other YouTubers out there who do, video essays, and on video games too. But maybe something about the way they do them, their specific audience that they reach, they just hit some perfect niche of the algorithm.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like,
but it only happened just now and so quickly in time with each other.
It's a perfectly niche category, and it's something that not all people can do correctly. That was kind of my point. Like, when you watch When you watch a Thomas Game Docs video or something, you can tell that he does it very well. His editing is very good. And some people may try that, and their commentary is bland, their script writing is bland, their editing is bland. so they're not going to succeed. But Let's Plays is such like a just generally playing a game and commentating over it, which is what I do. Is such a larger, more general thing.
Yeah.
That it's so easy to just see.
Yeah.
This
generally, anyone can do it. Obviously, certain people do it better.
It's so much easier to say. Well, there's not as much of a skill gap, I guess I should say, and so it's so much easier for someone to say, I like this person better, whether it's for their personality, their videos, the games that they play, or something. You could just say, I just like this person better. I don't need to watch a smaller YouTuber. So I feel like they're less likely to get noticed. Their content isn't as unique.
Indeed.
And it's not as easy to just say, wow, this guy's really good at editing because of this Let's Play he made. Because in general, they aren't super editing heavy. I just clip through the video, see what the funny moments are, and then maybe add some effects here and there. Which, I mean, in my opinion, I think my videos are significantly better than, like, the average, like, Little Billy just figured out what YouTube is, and he's making videos. Some of my earlier videos, no, but
Dude, I was actually watching one of our older videos, and if you go back far enough, my voice even sounds slightly higher.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, just marginally.
Oh, you should
listen. I think I was only like 18, which I would still think is like, matured.
I'm going to pull up my mouse isn't working.
Did I just reveal my age?
What?
Inversely? I said when I was, but I didn't also say which video I was referring to.
Oh no, age reveal.
No.
Wee woo, wee woo.
No, I'm only saying that because I don't know if we've ever actually talked about what age I am. Does anyone even know what age you are?
Yes, it's in my about section.
Oh, really?
I mean, I put it in there. I'm 16. I don't think I don't open the videos.
Dude,
hey, what's up, guys? It's Jamlab. I'm 16, and welcome back to the channel.
Isn't Thomas Game Docs only like 16 too?
He is like 16 or 15, yeah.
Yeah, dude.
He's young.
Dude, if he's younger than you and he's got all this success,
it's a matter of time, boy.
It's only a matter of time. Jason's on the rise. You just can't see it.
In my opinion,
it's the derivative of his
although I feel like my opinion isn't very.
The slope isn't there yet.
I don't think my opinion is very important to myself because it's mine. So I take it with a grain of salt. But in my opinion, my videos are good enough to where I should have more subscribers than I do. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I definitely think you deserve at least almost 1,000.
Because I see people with
Please help us get to 1,000.
I see people with like 2,000 subscribers, and it's like on the worst quality mic, it's like, welcome back, guys. Today we're gonna be playing Fortnite.
Welcome back to Fortnite.
This is my Fortnite montage for season 7.
Guys, Fortnite.
But
that's it. I've seriously seen, because Fortnite is just such a big thing. It's like I've seen channels that are so disgusting.
Get with the times. Move on. Move back to Minecraft. Move on.
Anyways,
move back.
We're gonna play a video of me and you.
What, you are?
With young voices.
Because we're going to be playing that, and this is my brother.
Even the mic quality is terrible, because I didn't have a mic back then.
Wait, what's Candy Mario?
You can.
Yes,
The game audio is too loud. You can barely even hear our voices well.
It's so.
Speak of the devil! A Scott the Waz video right there in my recommended.
I'm not surprised.
I am. I haven't
Dude,
watched a single
that's picking
video.
up so loud on the microphone. Dude, you should. He's good.
I've watched one video. I've never seen a video of his recommended for me.
Every now and then.
It's listening, Jonathan. It listened.
Dude, actually, the algorithm gets scary sometimes. I'm serious. But no, dude, occasionally his comedy is a bit hit or miss with me.
Why the heck is this
so
on my
if you didn't
videos?
like one video, you should probably watch another.
Peppa Pig, Espanol, Capítulos Completos, all chapters.
You're getting the weird recommendeds. No.
Playing in the new dollhouse. There's toy videos on my content.
Oh yeah, because this is on your video. This has happened before. Because they picked up your little kid voice, and now they think little kids are watching.
Oh. You actually might be right.
Yeah, dude.
You know what's something interesting? When you upload a video, it asks you if there's any minors in the video for like labor.
Dude, every
labor
time somebody
laws.
says minor, I think in the mine shaft.
If there's any minors in your video because of like labor laws.
This is squirrel in the tree outside that window freaking out and it's distracting me.
Labor laws. And I'm like, I'm a minor. I made the video. I'm uploading it. Am I not allowed to upload videos because I'm not of legal working age? But now I am, so. But I mean, I'm still a minor, but I can, in my state, I can legally work at my age, so.
Yeah.
But I always thought that was funny. It's like, I'm a minor in the video.
I'm a minor.
But I'm also uploading it.
I'm a minor. I play Minecraft.
Oh, here's one of the oldie goldies.
Hey guys, and welcome to this episode.
How old is this?
I am going to be playing Undertale. Now, I've heard a lot about this game,
good and bad. March 28th, 2016, 3 years ago. So yeah, in general, I say I've been doing YouTube for 3 years, even though it's obviously been a lot of on and off. But my oldest videos are 3 years old. My newest videos are 2 days ago.
When did I start being in videos? That Smash Bros. Video was the first one, right?
Third or fourth video I made had you in it. And we are gonna hit the half-hour mark. Well, for you, we already have, but for us, it's right now. And
Dude,
with that,
2-hour podcast. No, I'm fine with it.
I would not have the ability to do that.
I'd have the ability.
We already ran out of things to say.
No, we didn't, because I was actually gonna bring up.
We never talked about ProJared at all.
Well, yes, I kind of want to scoot past it. I'm gonna be honest.
I know nothing
I just
about
hate
it. Okay,
controversy.
scoot past it, and I can still. I'll still put it in the tags because
it is worth noting that it's finally long enough past the beginning of the controversy that people are actually willing to look at evidence instead of just point fingers. And there have been people who are willing to defend Jared, or at least look into his side of the story. And from that, there have been some uncovered information, mostly in the form of one YouTube video that is now actually the first thing that pops up if you search ProJared, before any of the other videos, that actually does defend him. And so, as opposed to before, when literally the only people defending him were Holly and Keemstar, now it's there's literally factions. It's got to be it's got to be an almost 50-50 split now. I say that because the video, despite all the positive and negative feedback it's gotten, the one that argues ProJared's side, only has slightly more dislikes last I checked than a regular YouTube video, and it still has a lot of views. But the same can also be said of the ones that are more in favor of Heidi. Which honestly to me just proves that this whole situation is insane, and I don't think anybody's 100% guilty or guiltless.
Yeah, okay.
At least not of everything they're
accused of. We could have moved past that because you actually provided zero information I didn't know.
That was a summary. That was the opening statement. Now I am going to say...
You didn't give any, new developments or anything.
Here are the developments.
Okay.
From what I've heard, and I could have looked into this more than I did, but like I said, I don't want to absorb myself in any more of the drama. Genre. Any more of the dramas.
You started to say, you're saying genre.
Yeah, I don't know.
Geronimo. Anyways.
Of the two people who are minors who accused ProJared of manipulating them, the one was basically, it's kind of a long story, but they were basically proven wrong. Or proven liars.
Your hand is over your mouth.
Oh, sorry.
You're really struggling here. You're
I don't want to make it sound like I'm taking sides. I'm just saying what I heard.
Just talk.
The other...
there you go.
The other just straight up admitted at some point
that... How many times have you said,
The other straight up admitted at some point that they lied about their age to him, so then he didn't know. And then, people have actually been going into this stuff, and...
Well, regardless of them lying about their age, I mean, I see how that's wrong, but you can never take a chance with, is this a minor or not, that I'm sending naked pictures
to. That's where there could still be some legal stuff. But then there's also... then there's a bunch of stuff where it seems like Heidi's lying by omission. Like the fact that she never even brought up until somebody else did that she had this polyamorous marriage.
Well, definitely. They both are... I mean, there's...
ProJared's not lying by omission. He's just not saying anything.
In my opinion, there's we barely even scratched the surface of the whole situation, so I don't even really care about it much anymore.
But one thing...
ProJared's probably not ever going to come back to popularity in a large way. Heidi was never popular, and I don't think that's going to change.
Well, no, she's a good cosplayer. That's her thing.
I don't even know... I think she streams, maybe, but she hasn't uploaded on her YouTube in, months or something like that. I'm just saying, she's not a popular person.
I feel like not that many people are mad at Holly anymore. A lot of people think... Even people who don't side with ProJared seem to see her as just as much of a victim.
Most of Holly's fans, have moved past that. I didn't even know who she was, so I'm not going to call her super popular. So, all in all, I don't think really the state of things is going to change from here on out. The only thing that really impacted was that ProJared kind of died completely off the internet, so...
Yeah, the only other thing I was going to say
Not that he was a super huge face either. I mean, he just hit 1 million subscribers, but he wasn't like the largest guy ever, so.
Yeah, I was a fan of him though, or at least of his videos.
Well, at least of his videos.
But yeah, the one other thing that I thought was pretty interesting was that they have found like documentation that ProJared was the one who filed for the divorce, and yet Heidi was the one saying that she was the one who did it, and ProJared never did. So that's got to be like a straight up lie. Again, I don't really side with either side, but I gotta say, I kind of at least like that people are willing to actually like look into the information now instead of automatically just like going with which side is more popular. Although that has led into like these parties of people like yelling at each other now, saying which side is more innocent. But like I said, that's what it is. It's like which side is more innocent. At this point, it's just a mess. It's just a mess. If there's one thing I gotta agree with ProJared on, it's that this should have never been public. But I mean, given some of the information, I can understand why people.
So the last podcast we had was right before we went to vacation up in Pennsylvania to visit some relatives, and it was your idea that we should talk about what we did there since we haven't made a podcast since that.
Well,
never mind, he says.
No, I just didn't get to plan it.
Jeez, that was loud.
I'm sorry.
Oh my word! This is why nobody watches the podcast, Jonathan. Now, but no, because I'm saying that because you said you wanted to talk about the Toy Story 4 movie, which Jonathan
we watched that.
He prays to the Toy Story gods every night because apparently you're obsessed with talking about this on the podcast.
Well, no, I like Toy Story.
Because apparently people said it was going to be bad.
No, you're misconstruing everything.
Then just talk about the stupid movie.
I said
it's a kids movie with toys. It was a good movie.
No, but it's like the king of like invented 3D animated movies.
Yes,
you realize that, right? So obviously it's got like a
Disney
font.
invented like all new things in animation that exist.
Plus, well,
continue about the movie. It was just a passing comment.
I wanted to talk about it because there was this whole thing before the movie even came out where people are like, they should have just left it on 3. 3 ended perfectly. They don't need a 4. Did you ever
say so much?
Did you even hear about any of that?
No, I've told you that.
You really didn't?
I'm not invested in the Toy Story critic
well,
drama.
I like Toy Story. It's not my favorite animated film, but I like them all, and I thought each one got better than the last.
It is a kids movie.
I thought 3 was really good.
I don't even remember any of the old movies. Like I couldn't tell
you.
You
don't remember 1 or 2
the events. I mean, I know I've watched them, but I couldn't tell you. Which character was introduced in what, and what was their purpose in what. Like, I didn't even know about the whole Buzz Lightyear realizing he's a toy or whatever he said.
Yeah.
I didn't remember that.
That was the whole cool
line.
thing about the first one.
Yeah.
He thought he was the real Buzz Lightyear, this superhero guy from space. And then Woody was all like, "You're a toy." And he's like, "You're a sad, strange little man."
I will say that that's the reason why I thought that Buzz Aldrin, I think that's his name, right? The actual astronaut. Yeah. I literally thought his name was actually Buzz Lightyear. So, this is why Disney should be shut down. And now we have to move on from this topic because, man, I hate Disney, the misinformation.
But see, I just wanted to talk about our opinions on it because I feel like there's a lot of stuff that I actually could say about it. Like, you ever see those people do, like, video analyses on movies?
Well, I saw
if I were to do one, it would almost be on this.
It would almost be on this. It would dabble in it. It would almost be on Toy Story. What? Why do you leaned into the microphone?
I'm sorry!
To make that blood-curdling noise.
Well, you made that little spike there.
No, that was you saying, "I'm sorry."
Was it really?
Yes.
No. Oh.
Because I just impersonated you saying it. And that's you right there.
No, that was when you kicked the table.
Shh. No, it was not. Listen to me kicking the table.
You punched the table.
It barely made a noise. It's just a rattling.
Okay.
Okay, listen. I saw something on Twitter where they were comparing the first Toy Story, I think it was.
Yeah.
The 3 sheep. Bo Peep's 3 sheep.
Mm-hmm.
I forget what they're called. The sheep.
Billy, Goat, and Gruff.
Yeah, Billy, Goat, and Gruff. And they were comparing it to Toy Story 4. And, like, the difference in the animation and the rendering was insane.
Oh, yeah.
The graphics in Toy Story 4 were actually incredible.
Oh, yeah.
They were very well done. Which I still just, whenever I see an 3D animated movie like that, I'm like, man, how long did that take to make? But as a kid, I thought that they, like, had to pose each scene by hand and all of that. I didn't understand things like vector graphics or vector animation where they just they have the model, they can move the body parts however they want, and it animates it for them. They don't have to do like every single frame. So as a kid, I thought like, wow, it must take like 10 years to pump out one of these 3D animated movies. But I mean, obviously, still that's.
And they got a huge team working on it, I'm sure. Obviously,
like the old Toy Story, the first Toy Story looked like a really bad 3D video game, like a really old one of those ones where it's just bright colors.
Back in the day, they made a video game on it, which obviously looked even worse. Yeah, it's like what console was it on? But like, imagine the really crisp like square head graphics.
Yeah.
I just love to see graphical progression.
I do too. I want to see where we are in a couple years with video games, because I think this is sort of like an anomaly with, I guess, human behavior. But it's always like, how can technology progress from here? We're at the maximum.
Yeah, I know, because there was a time back in the day when people looked at those graphics and they were like, it's so lifelike. I can't even tell the difference.
And now I look at like old music videos that are like in 480p, and they were probably like, good quality, and I'm like, this is awful.
This is so bad.
But it's like the human eye can only see so great of an FPS. Like,
are we training our eyes to see more FPS each time?
I mean, most games, obviously, most consoles play games at 30 to 60 FPS. The standard by now is 60 FPS. So obviously, you can see greater than 60 FPS. Like, beefy PCs can play games like 240 FPS. But
beefy PCs. It sounded like it was an acronym.
That's why my point is, like, at some point, where does it end? Like, I mean, someday are we going to have 5,000 FPS? And if so, I mean, what's the point? Because our eyes can only see so great of an FPS. Or at least so great of an FPS with really being able to tell a difference and, say, oh, wow, yeah, I enjoy this better because it has a higher FPS.
What's that argument? The eye can only see 4K?
There's loads of dumb arguments like the eyes can only see 4K.
I'm gonna be honest though. I think there is a point where it's like, does it even matter? Even if you can see it, like, how much of a difference?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, the eyes can see at like basically an unlimited frames per second. Not really, but crazy high FPS, and the resolution at what we see everything is basically infinite. We're seeing all things at an atomic level. So.
Well, yes, but our brain can only interpret it. So
unless one atom is 1 pixel, unless you can make a pixel the size of an atom, we'll never totally max out the resolution that our eyes can see. But it's just a matter of, do you care if it's 4K versus 8K? In which case,
length pixel system.
I would say no, but that's what I'm saying. In the future, maybe that's something like when I can tell the difference now really easily between, like, say,
atomic graphics,
40 FPS and 60 FPS, where as a kid I remember I couldn't, because that wasn't quite the standard when we were kids. It was more like 30 FPS. So that's just the question, is like, in the future, are people going to become so picky that they can tell the difference between 4K and 8K when they're playing their video games? Is that going to be the new standard? And I'm assuming the answer is yes. It's just kind of hard to grasp.
You guys are still on 8K. I'm on 16K.
Right, and then we're gonna us as adults are going to look back.
You're still sitting on your couch? I'm literally in an alternate reality space. I can touch the graphics. I can feel them.
You played
I don't exist in this universe. We created a pocket dimension.
You play Minecraft on your PC? We're playing.
I've ascended.
I used my prestige points to buy a universe in which I can play Minecraft in real life. When I die, I just go back to Earth. I just descend.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, when we're adults, we're gonna look back at like video games we played as a kid. Well, I already look back at the
Super Mario Kart,
at like DSi games, and I'm like, but even the 3DS has low resolution, and I didn't even realize that because it's just something that I haven't played on enough recently. And I don't know why they still made games for 3DS. Actually, they stopped now, right? They officially stopped.
Did they finally stop?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
Nintendo, are you done?
They officially
now that the Switch Lite is out, are you done?
Yeah,
You want to talk about the Switch Lite?
Oh, actually,
after we talk about Toy Story 4?
Do you see that when you said after? I mean, I know I just did it too, but like...
Yeah, stop mimicking.
Well, yeah.
Because you actually mimic it louder than I do.
I have to apologize because sometimes it's just so uncontrollable. You're just like, after you just have random spurts of being so loud.
Look, dude, we appeal to different crowds. I appeal to the screaming crowd.
Okay, well, great. Then there's no overlap, and nobody will ever enjoy listening to the podcast. I'm saying some people just like relaxing and listening to this kind of thing, and you make it really difficult to listen to.
So I'm the Scream guy, and Jason's the ASMR guy, and right now we switch jobs.
No, we would like you... I'm just the talking at a normal volume and a steady normal volume, and I don't randomly start the sentence by going...
I know, but now, see, the problem here is we've talked about this so much that I have to add in the timestamps in the description, we talk about how loud I am.
For critiquing you and telling you that you're going to have to get better at this, you're going to make a conscious decision to improve, or else maybe the podcast will never get viewers.
You can't take away my enthusiasm.
Anyways.
Because we never actually talked about Toy Story 4.
Yeah, we did.
No, we
didn't. We didn't talk about the movie itself. I don't care. What's the next thing we were going to talk about just now? No, what's the next thing we were going to talk about just now? Answer the question or else we won't talk about Toy Story 4. We can talk about Toy Story 4. I want to know what we were just about to talk about.
It's such a long gap now, but I will try and remember it.
Well, I was going to say we're going to look back at, the Switch Lite.
Yes!
Before that, I was just going to say, when we're adults, we're going to look back at, music videos that were popular when we were kids and be like, 1080p? Which is just funny.
All my art I've made is going to look so low res.
It already is.
I know.
You need to draw some of your stuff on way larger canvases.
I need vector graphics.
Or that.
I don't have access to vector graphics software.
Just grow a pair and start pirating software. It's so easy to pirate Photoshop, Adobe Illustrator. Just do it.
Dude, you're the one who tried to talk me out of pirating Adobe.
Back when you first got your laptop, I said don't try to pirate Adobe Premiere. You understanding that pirating is illegal, and most people that put out pirated games are doing it because they put viruses in it. They're paid to put in a virus from the company that distributes the virus.
No.
And then the virus goes on your computer.
Virus. That's so surreal to actually think about.
The new laptop that you just purchased, I told you, maybe you shouldn't risk it with a virus.
I know, yes. Absolutely.
But there wasn't one with Premiere, so... Well, I mean, there probably was, but we dodged it.
Speaking of viruses, why is Audacity's logo on the toolbar just a black square?
I don't know. I think it's...
Did you pirate Audacity?
Glitch. Well, it's free, so I guess you could say
might as well
yes,
have.
But...
So are you actually going to say something about the Switch Lite?
Yeah.
I like those thin waves.
I don't know what causes them. Well,
it's whenever you hit the table.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Even the big ones still sort of have the thin.
It's because it's not so constant of it. It's a more vibratey.
Vibratey.
But no, the Switch Lite is something that I don't really like, to be honest. And I'm away from the microphone, so...
Oddly enough, people wanted it. I've heard people keep saying they want, different versions of the Switch.
I don't see why you
It's like the 2DS. Oddly enough, people wanted it.
It's too expensive. No, okay, listen. The concept is okay, but in reality, in practice, the price is too much for what it's worth. It's $200 for you taking away the whole console part. It should at least be...
But here's the thing.
Half... No, listen.
Don't you burp and then tap me on the shoulder.
I had to stop because I had to burp. Dude.
I'm sorry.
Why do you even... You started laughing like that a year ago. You started that, and it's just become a bad habit.
No!
You didn't used to laugh like that.
I have 70 different laughs.
No, you didn't used to laugh like a dolphin, and now you always laugh like a dolphin. I don't understand. You literally accidentally did it because you're like, hey, look at this funny noise.
I am not going to add 2 timestamps for this same conversation,
and then you turn it into a bad habit where you always laugh like a dolphin. No, you do.
You know how some people pick up accents? I pick up laughs.
Laughs. Okay, whatever, but I'm saying it's a really annoying laugh.
I bet you forgot what you were going to talk about, didn't you?
No, the Switch Lite, saying it's 50% console.
Called my bluff.
The Switch is marketed as 50% console, 50% handheld. I personally use it as about 90% console, 10% handheld. I rarely play it handheld. It's a nice feature to have, but I just don't really have much use for it. I don't go many places that I'm like, darn, I really need some entertainment right now. I mean, we all have phones mostly, and that suffices enough, considering you can't even take a Switch in your pocket. It's too big.
Oh, no, they've tried. Game Explain proved that you can fit the Switch in your pocket if you have, slightly larger than average pockets.
Man, I don't, so... But the Switch Lite is smaller, so you probably could.
I mean, I used to carry the 3DS around in my pockets.
So,
XL, 3DS XL.
Maybe for some people, if the Switch is more handheld than it is console for their use, that makes sense. But as a base, the Switch is supposed to be marketed as 50% console, 50% handheld. They're charging you 2/3 of the price, which is not what it's worth for the handheld alone. Especially for me, where it should be 10% I said is what I use for handheld. So 10% of 30, it should be $30 for me. Now, of course, that doesn't really make sense, but That's all I'm saying. I don't think it's worth the price for the small little niche that it fills.
Okay, what I was going to say is you got to realize there's this really weird, sometimes toxic, sometimes vitriol, just like multifaceted, bubbling culture of video game opinions that's almost like political in the ways that people can have such specific opinions on things and then be like so certain that they're objectively right, even though this is a matter of opinion.
Are you a Nintendo conservative or a Nintendo liberal?
Yes, I know. And there are literally people out there, like, because, you know, for Nintendo's entire lifespan, they've been graphically behind. And there are people who are always like, Nintendo's graphics are terrible. They look like whatever, not current gen. There are people who, like, literally look at the Switch, and because of its comparatively low power, ever since it came out, they've been like, yeah, sure, home console. I can put it on my TV, that's it. It's like there are people out there who since the beginning have thought of it as just a flashier portable console. And this is really for them. It's like, you want a portable console? Here you go. It's got some other features that make it better for that.
But I'm not
it's just a different crowd.
I'm not bashing on the idea, but I'm just saying, for me especially, and I feel like for most people they would agree, it's just not worth the price. Would you pay $100? And especially because a ton of people that this is marketed to, they already have a Switch. Why would they buy another? There's no reason to buy a Switch and a Switch Lite. At least that you can agree with.
So what I'm hearing is you're a Nintendo conservative.
There is no reason to buy a Switch and a Switch Lite. Is there? Is there not?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's for people who haven't bought a Switch yet.
Right. Of which this still doesn't. I wouldn't pay only $100.
Yeah, definitely. But there's still people out there who never bought it, and
I know.
I'm just
saying,
more.
even as if we hadn't bought the Switch, I wouldn't pay $100 less just for this.
But there are people who would, I can assure you.
I know.
And they're not like the extreme minority.
So
they're not the majority either.
So I'm saying they're profiting off of it. Good, great. There's no downside to them making it. But if you're asking my opinion, I'm just saying it's not my favorite thing.
So it's like most people's opinion with the 2DS too.
Well, the 2DS, no. The 2DS 100%.
The 2DS honestly appealed to less people than the Switch Lite. I'm gonna be honest.
Nope. You're objectively wrong.
What? Well, from my perspective, it shouldn't.
No, you're 100% wrong.
Well, this is before they made the new 2DS.
Jonathan?
These names are confusing.
Okay, the old 2DS.
Yes.
The old 2DS.
That was just for like kids whose parents were afraid of 3D.
The old 2DS was bad because it couldn't even flip closed.
Yeah.
The new 2DS, there's no reason to buy a 3DS. There's zero reason.
Yeah.
I
mean, unless you really care about the 3D.
I personally...
Which is niche.
Jeez, you're doing it again.
I will not make 3 timestamps.
Just stop.
I will not
Okay, it's insignificant. Just let me keep talking. The new 2DS, I like maybe twice in my 3DS's history used the 3D feature. Like, cool, some sort of novelty thing, but I never used it. It's not like it was necessary in a game. It's not like it really ever helped me in a game, except for maybe a couple 3D games that help with depth perception.
Yeah.
So I would 100% if we were to get it, because our 3DS is broken pretty significantly. Like the left joystick is kind of messed up. It's there's a lot of friction when you're trying to move it. It doesn't.
Yeah, there is.
It's
it
weird.
Still works though.
And then the A button is, you have to press it like the top half of it, or it's the bottom half. Some part of it
if you use
is,
it enough, it starts working normally.
Some part of it doesn't.
Yeah,
register.
it does. You have to like push down on it almost. Like
Yeah.
not like down. Like
It's
into
like-
the
it's like-
console, like slide down.
It's
across
like an old. It's like an old key on a keyboard. That
But at
is-
least it didn't have the problem that our DSi did, where the L and R buttons just like they go to the great beyond. They're gone.
Yeah, they designed the L and R buttons on the DSi wrong. That was a national.
My goodness.
That was an international phenomenon.
That was the biggest fail ever.
And speaking of international phenomenons like that,
Oh, you got a transition?
Nintendo Switch drifting, Joycon drifting.
Oh, yeah.
The biggest national
This
phenomenon.
is what I wanted to talk about, but I forgot to bring it up.
Joycon
Thank you
drifting
for... We
was-
could have gone through this whole thing and forgotten about it. And this is definitely going to be more than an hour.
Oh, no, we can wrap this up soon.
No, we still haven't talked about
I'm
Toy
not
Story
saying
4,
we
which
have
is not
to.
what I
We're
wanted
not
to talk
talking about Toy Story 4!
But-
we're not talking about it. You're not
to...
gonna go through the whole plot mountain of the movie. There's no
You
point.
want to see how fast I can go through it?
Go.
Toy Stories 1 through 3, which unfortunately Jason doesn't remember much of, had a very delightful, charming story with delightful, charming characters, But they also suffered from a lot of cliches. For example, in every single one, they always did some form of the Buzz Lightyear thinks he's the real Buzz Lightyear thing. In the first one, that was the whole plot line. In the second one, they briefly introduced this second Buzz Lightyear that was mostly for a comical side plot. In the third, it was part of the main plot that he got switched back to that temporarily.
In the fourth, they did it again, but with a different new character.
In the fourth, they broke a lot of the conventional cliches, but they introduced new ones that are actually more cliche in the overall genre of movies overall. And it disappointed me, and I know I said overall twice. For example, they introduced this saying before it even released that it would be more of a romantic comedy, and honestly, it's pretty accurate. I don't know how much that appeals to its general audience, but I can say that it does have a lot of weird cliches. For example, basically every single character, including Buzz Lightyear himself, has been downgraded to a comic relief aside from Woody and Bo Peep. They're all comic relief characters, including a ton of newly introduced ones, which, speaking of the newly introduced characters, all the old characters we come to know and love are hardly utilized at all. They just sit in the...
Oh, yeah. You brought up a good point. I was going to say that. The one thing I hate about the movie is that almost every character other than Woody, Bo Peep, and the new Forky guy were completely pointless. All of the characters from the past, especially Buzz Lightyear, who should be a main character, and all the other, like the Slinky Dog, the T-Rex guy, what the heck?
He's just Rex.
Which Rex was like a super big character in the third movie.
You're leaning your elbow on your phone, is that good?
They marketed Rex big time in the third movie.
Did they?
Or no, it was the short.
Yeah, they had a short.
Yeah, the short they did. Anyways, and all of them were like thrown completely... They just stayed in the RV the whole time.
I know!
So yeah, I will say that.
Toy Story 3 made them all seem so like such characters. Like, I can think of great moments for all of them. I love the part in Toy Story 3 where Mr. Potato Head sneaks out.
I was about to say Mr. Potato Head.
And he was in the pickle, but then he was in the tortilla.
Yeah.
Dude, the whole escape scene was awesome. There wasn't enough tension, but that's because, again, the change of genre.
I was gonna say
the villain wasn't as interesting.
The Mr. Potato escape scene from the third movie.
I know!
Best. And Mr. Potato Head was he even in the fourth one?
Even the green aliens had their, like, small
and they're
character
iconic.
arc.
They're iconic.
They weren't even in the fourth one. They don't exist. I'm pretty sure Andy gave them away. They definitely, but I don't remember seeing them at all.
Okay, well, yeah, that was pretty impressive time, but, okay, we have a couple more minutes to talk about Joycon
I was going to say
drifting.
one more thing, though. Drat.
I didn't realize you were going to criticize it.
No, it's not bad. I do think...
Well, that is a criticism. I'm not saying it's a bad movie, but that is a criticism.
I think it might be the weakest of the bunch.
Really?
I think, objectively, I said up until 4 that I actually like each new one more.
Other than the technology.
Yeah, other than the technology. I'm talking about actual story writing here and general, like, direction. I think, objectively, the order goes 4, 2, 1, 3, ascending.
Okay, that's just enough time to talk about Joycon.
Oh, no, the one thing I was going to say is that they could have made an entire movie about Forky, but instead he was just a plot device. Because they needed a toy to, like, motivate Woody to get to the thing, but they didn't want it to be an existing toy because they couldn't think of any reason that it would be special.
Well,
so they came up with an entire special character who was literally new life. If you think you can make an entire plot around Buzz not knowing he's a toy, which they did in the first one and it was good, then you could definitely make one about a toy being created out of trash. But instead, it's just a mild plot point they throw in there to be interesting. And I was actually going to say, you brought up the shorts. This seems like a long short. The movie seemed like a long short.
Yeah.
But again, it's still good.
What I was going to say about Forky, which I immediately realized
who should be
my
Sporky.
statement was wrong. I was going to say he played
There's no more Forky than Spoonie.
I was going to say he played a pretty big role in the movie, but I realized he actually did just stay in the antique shop.
Yeah, he was a plot device.
He did stay in the antique shop for a long time, not doing anything.
As was kind of Buzz.
But I really did like his character. His character's voice acting, his sort of quirky humor.
Yeah, neat design.
But
I only noticed when we watched the movie that his like lower base is made of gum, and that kind of grossed me out.
I thought it was
like chewed gum.
Or it might be like some kind of putty. I thought maybe.
What color was it? Maybe it was.
It was either that or gum. It was like a whitish, so it could have been gum.
Yeah.
I didn't know, but I thought it was still good character design. I don't know, but no, I think they.
I mean, he's literally.
I'm pretty sure they tried. It was either just it was a joke, or they set up for a new movie with the new character at the end, Knifey. Yeah. I think that was her name, right? Knifey.
But then again,
Knifey the wifey.
If 4 really was much less good than 3, where's 5 gonna go if they even make one?
Well, that could just lead up to a short.
Does this count as spoiler free? We didn't technically mention anything super.
We just
important.
named like a couple locations.
Yeah.
Well, and you gave away the whole new life thing with garbage, but
that's in the trailer. That's in the trailer.
Yeah, it's implied. So, Joycon drifting, which we have been
yes.
affected by heavy. Mostly because I played Fortnite too much. I feel like we wouldn't have as bad issues with drifting.
We
if I
have
didn't
2
play
pairs of
Fortnite.
Joy-Cons that are just unusable now. Which is...
No. 1 pair, exactly. It's
Oh, yeah, sorry.
It's
one pair.
From,
2 Joy-Cons.
It's 1 from each of our 2 pairs, though. That's the thing.
Oh, yeah, so we have to mix and match.
Mix and match.
And then, so playing Smash Bros., one person is just playing with broken controllers and the other one isn't.
Except not, because I have a GameCube controller now.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Well, when we take it places, we don't take those, so then we are.
Well, I take my GameCube controller. I don't think I did.
Sometimes
I
we
don't
don't.
think I did when we went to Pennsylvania. Did we bring it?
But yeah, it's bad. I honestly, I remember, and I think I've said this before. I don't know if ever in any of your videos, but definitely in real life, I was always like, why is no one talking about the drift? We can't. Every time I brought up, you said we're not the only ones, and I was like, I never hear anybody mention it.
Well,
this is so awful.
When you look up like how to fix drift on Joy-Cons, there were loads of articles and videos.
Yeah.
But I think more recently it became a thing. Like people realized that we weren't alone. Like everybody was having the same issue.
I'm sure a lot of people did think they were alone.
But yeah, it's kind of like the LNR on the DSi, which I'm sure most kids know about that too. Actually, that was a pretty big thing. It's inevitable. It happens over time. It's some design flaw with the Joy-Cons. In my opinion,
rubber flap.
It's the fact that there's
Why the rubber flap?
There's a little flap covering the actual like inside of the Joy-Con.
It just eats up the dust.
That dust can just go under that flap, and it will get stuck under there.
The wheels on your chair eat the wires.
That's
on
what
the
I'm
floor.
assuming is the cause of the drift. Is dust and particles and stuff in there.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I think they mostly confirmed that.
But
I've heard stories of people who literally, they had broken Joy-Cons like early on with the drift, sent them in to get repair, and the new ones drifted immediately.
Yeah. Well,
so it happens really
you
easily.
You interrupted my dramatic
sorry.
entrance. Boom. The date is July something. Lawsuit is filed against Nintendo over the drifting. Somebody actually, I think it was a company, was it? Actually filed a lawsuit, like a big lawsuit against Nintendo, and Nintendo's response is that now they're going to, for free, allow you to send in your Joy-Cons to be fixed, to get
Which
the
is
drifting
honestly
fixed.
pretty generous. I
don't know if they're going to be able to fix them all though, because well, A, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
But B, as you said, in the past when they were supposedly fixed, they weren't always fixed. The issues persisted. So
honestly, Nintendo, you mentioned the money. Honestly, Nintendo has paid has had to pay in more money for much smaller mistakes in the past. Do you remember how the Donkey Kong 64? I remember hearing this. It's like when it was released, something about it didn't work without the Nintendo 64 add-on. So they just
Rumble Pack thing.
Yeah, or the whatever, the DD or whatever.
Oh, the
disk drive.
Yes, yeah.
So they literally had to add it on for free.
The N64 DD, yeah, I know.
Yes, they had to add it on for free with every copy. And then there was that other lawsuit, in terms of lawsuits, where it was Mario Party, and this is actually totally not even their fault in my opinion, at least hardly. There was a Mario Party game where one of the games involved, it was like mid Mario Party, not super early, not super late.
Is this about gambling?
No. Because this is something they had to pay for. There was a game where you had to like rotate the stick in circles really fast. And people realized that a real good way to do that super fast was instead of using your finger, you put your palm on top of the D-pad and just like rotate your palm in circles. That gave people terrible blisters on their hand. And instead of saying, hey, we should stop playing this game the way it's not intended.
Oh, the Power Glove.
Instead they said, this is Nintendo's fault. They gave me blisters. And so
their
Nintendo
game encouraged me to self-induce
at the end of the lawsuit, Nintendo actually felt obligated to hand out free gamer gloves to literally everyone.
The Power Gloves.
Literally everyone who bought a copy.
Look it up. Nintendo Power Glove.
I don't think they were Power Gloves. They were just like...
Yeah, that's what they're called.
What?
They're called Power Gloves.
Were they really? I thought they were just...
Yeah, they were.
I thought they were just game...
They're not called gamer gloves.
No,
they are not called gamer. That sounds like something that ironically would exist.
No. I'm not saying that as like a brand name. I don't know what the official term is. People make gloves for gamers.
Nintendo Power Glove.
Oh no, really? They are
original Nintendo. I remember it because we brought it up because we were playing Minecraft, Notch's game for the Ludum Dare 48 hour game jam thing.
And he always puts POW gloves in them?
And it was called the POW glove is like your hand.
Like lets you punch stuff and
pick up stuff. And I remember that's when you told me, you were like, POW glove, that reminds me, Nintendo made the Power Glove thing. That was
I'm talking about the Power Glove controller.
Yes.
The peripheral.
Yes, that's what it was.
No. They did not hand out peripherals. Jason, this was Nintendo 64-like era. That's NES era. They were gloves.
Oh, accessory for the Nintendo Entertainment.
Yes, dude.
I thought
That might be what they gave. I don't know. They gave out, again, I don't know the term, but they're like game gloves. They're made to help your grip and stuff like that and keep your hands safe.
Okay, well then...
People make them even nowadays.
Either I misinterpreted this because I was a kid, or I combined the two stories because I was a kid, or you told it bad and I was a kid, so I
was about
understand.
to say, I tried to
explain things poorly.
I know. I actually tried to look it up one time to see what the gloves they gave looked like. I wanted to know if they were like official Nintendo gloves or if they just partnered with some other company. I couldn't find anything.
I thought it was called the Power Glove, and it was just made to be worn. I didn't realize that was the name of a peripheral.
It was like Rob. It was a gimmick, so to speak, for the NES to help it sell better as a toy.
Well, I'm gonna blame that on you. And with
that, I'll allow it.
End the episode after shifting my embarrassment at getting that wrong.
Is there one more thing?
Do you have any closing
We didn't talk about the actual podcast though.
Oh,
like you said.
Well, yeah, we talked about the new stuff more or less.
Well, I was just gonna say you were originally gonna change literally nothing. Everything that's different I made or came up with.
Well, the plan wasn't to change anything, but just to move it to a new channel.
I know, but I felt like that warranted something.
But then you kind of opened my eyes to the fact that it actually looks kind of gross and nasty.
Yeah, it doesn't really have an identity or appeal, aside from other podcasts.
Mostly because I just made it in one night when you said, hey, let's make a podcast. And then I just kind of deviated off of that original podcast look.
But so yeah, I was just going to say that I find that kind of fitting because... this is the cringiest thing I hear people say, but it kind of applies in this situation. The podcast is almost like my baby. It's my child, yo. Because, I told you it was cringy, but people say that. Because this literally would not exist if Jason wasn't like, oh, I don't have any content. I was like, yeah, you don't have any content. He was like, well, I can't just make content. I was like, sit down, we're going to make a podcast. I literally just said it on a whim. And Jason was like, bet, you won't.
And what does it become now? Not my content. It's a different channel.
Yeah, that's the thing. You actually, you straight up said this is our channel.
Well, yeah. I said no. What I said exactly was it's 51% yours, 49% mine.
Wait, it's actually more mine?
I told you that 3 times, and you were like,
I won!
I literally walked downstairs, and you were sitting on your computer like... I think you might have been working on the art or something, and I said,
yeah.
No. I said you should log into the account on your computer. I said it's 51% yours, 49% mine. That's what I said.
Yeah. I'm probably going to add to this art, by the way.
Multiple times.
This is, I alluded to this, though. This was all planned. I'm going to be honest. I was dropping hints. This was coming a long time. I said, what was it, 2 podcasts ago? I said, I'm going to pull my weight.
Down.
I'm going to pull my weight. I'm going to do extra to make this better. Even though you won't want me to.
Equity is in your favor, so...
Yes. What does that word mean again?
It's your responsibility. Like on Shark Tank when they say 10% equity in the
company, I know that word.
Meaning ownership. So anyways, thanks for watching the podcast, because it's new, and you can thank that. I guess it's all Jonathan's fault all along. The fact that it exists, Jonathan's fault.
The fact that you wasted an hour of your life just now?
Jonathan's
That's all on me, man. That's all on me. I'm sorry. You can't get it back. It's no refunds. Bye. This is the after podcast.
Jonathan is back with a special announcement.
We were so freaked out because as soon as we
pressed the stop button on
recording, it was like, you lost some audio. It has been marked.
And then they listed dropout locations.
And I was just like, if the whole thing is gone, I'm going to cry.
But it was just like 2 little audio glitches.
2 blips.
So if you notice,
it was 2 blips, and I thought it was like a start and a stop, and it cut out a whole chunk. It was just 2 blips on the location.
It's just like a little glitch in the audio.
Oh my goodness!
I don't know why it did that. But
here's the thing: while Jason was trying to make sure nothing was lost, I realized my fly was down the whole episode, and then Jason, before even checking, just as a joke, said, "Yeah, mine too." And then I was like, "It is actually!" and we freaked out so much.
I didn't freak out. Jonathan did.
Well, yeah, I did. It blew.
On point with your character, you freaked out over...
It was crazy. We both had our flies down. Your fly is still down. You never zipped it.
Well, that's a pretty long outro, so I'm just going to end it there. Bye.
Okay, bye.